Hello and welcome back to Doshin Time. Today I'm here with my father and we will be talking about the Rolexes we own. We are huge collectors, so we do own watches outside of this particular Swiss luxury watchmaker, but because they're all going to the safe tomorrow, we decided to get them all out and just chat about them before they leave temporarily. Let's start with your first Submariner, your first real Rolex.
Yeah, the first real Rolex that I bought for myself, courtesy or to commemorate my 40th back in 2006. The Bluesy was something I admired a lot. I'd seen it on other people's wrists and I thought, wow, gotta have this one.
And the best part is you walked into a Rolex and just bought it.
Yeah. They were all on display.
That is, you don't see that nowadays. That is a crazy story. Before we forget, luckily we've only done one watch, but what are you wearing today?
Seiko Pogue.
Nice.
Bought second-hand, of course.
It's got a nice GMT, almost Pepsi-like bezel. I'm wearing my Casio F91W. The reason I'm wearing this is because it's got the stopwatch function and we need that for the cameras because they only record for 30 minutes. Moving on, let's talk about the Sea Dweller. Now, this one I don't think will stay in your collection very long, but what was your reasoning behind it?
This was actually the reason I got this was because I wanted to trade off another piece that I had. So managed to get rid of that, and I thought this was it was a decent trade for this Sea Dweller, which I had never had. I never had one of these before, so it was a fair trade, and at least I get to enjoy this one now.
Yeah, for someone who comes from a marine background, I guess you're building up a nice marine-related collection here. What are you missing? The Deep Sea, right? And the Yacht Master.
Deep Sea Yacht Master, yep.
Any plans to pick one up?
I admired the Yacht Master a lot in the past, but I think
it looks too much like a tag.
Fallen out of love with it. Yeah, it does tend to look a lot like a tag.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah. That I was about to buy a Yacht Master 37 with the Rhodium dial because I found it attractive. But then we went to a store and he pointed one. I was like, hey, that's the watch you want, and I was like, no, that's a tag, and that has thrown me off wanting to get one. Now this is a heavy hitter in our collection. It actually belongs to our mom, but the Kermit. What are your thoughts on this watch?
Just another sub with a bit of color. That's it.
Do you prefer it over the Hulk or the new Starbucks, or do you think?
Yeah, Hulk is a little too colorful.
I agree.
For me. With the green dial, that's just an overdose of green.
I agree.
It's growing on me. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice piece. It's a different green as well.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think the Starbucks, I don't know. I think something about the ceramic just doesn't really tickle my fancy. It's just too plain. This one's got like a bit of a sunburst effect, and I think, yeah, I prefer this over the Hulk, over the Starbucks any day of the week. And for those watching who call the new watch the Kermit, that is not the Kermit. This is the Kermit. There's only one Kermit, and that's the 50th anniversary model. The new one, I'm sorry, but we're calling that the Starbucks or something else because we've got to respect this watch. I love it as well. Now you bought these two together as a pair. I mean, not as a pair, but around the same time, yeah.
Same time, yeah. This probably started my watch collection. Just going through some ads, some second-hand pieces, and I thought, oh, for the price they were back then, about 6-7 years ago. Yeah, so these are the subs, two-liners. Both are the same, around just 1 year apart, year 2000 and 2001. And just this last 7-8 years, 6 years, they've doubled in price already.
Now what's funny is that while I was doing research for this video, I discovered that the 14060, I'm not sure, do you know which one is which here?
They're both M's.
Oh, they're both M's. Yeah. Oh, that means they both come with the newer caliber 3130 caliber, which is also the same caliber that I have in one of my watches, which I'll be showing you later. which is a little fun fact. But yeah, that's cool. The earlier caliber, the 14060, that's not an M, that one came with the 3000 Rolex caliber. Okay, next, an aviation watch, or a homage to aviation by Rolex, the Rolex Air King.
Yeah, this one and the next one, this two I wanted to buy, I've been eyeing them for some time, merely speculation. I'm just hoping that they'll be discontinued. So this Air King, it caught my eye as well because it's got the burst of colors, this array of colors that you don't see on any other model.
Yeah.
And with the 369 and the numerics every 5 minutes, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot going on here.
Yeah, it's one of the busiest Rolexes I've ever seen.
And all the different fonts. Someone had pointed out five different fonts on one watch, one dial.
That is.
So I've got this and the next piece, merely hoping that they'll be discontinued.
Yeah. So some of our watches are technically investment pieces that might trigger some people, but we do wear them. We
enjoy your investment.
Exactly.
You know, you can buy a gold bar and keep it in the safe, but
exactly.
You get to wear this.
Exactly. And I think that's the difference between, because I think there's certain distinctions between the people who buy merely for investments and the people who buy for investments but then enjoy what they buy at the same time. And I think that is one of the best ways to summarize us as Rolex collectors. We do enjoy the pieces that we buy, although some might be temporarily only.
Putting a scratch or two on them.
Yeah, we don't mind.
Along the way, that's fine.
We don't mind. Yeah, yeah. So you were talking about the next watch as well. It comes in the same case as the Air King, the Z Blue Milgauss.
Yeah, I had traded another Milgauss, the black dial, for the Sea Dweller.
Yeah.
Because I was determined to get my hands on one of these. Like I said, if they get discontinued, I think this one will appreciate the most in value. So, yeah. And it's, in my opinion, it's a whole lot nicer than the plain crystal black dial version of the Milgauss.
Yeah, and in reference to the point that we made earlier, we might have bought this as an investment, but even if this gets discontinued, we do like it a lot that we might just keep it. I like it. My mom likes it. Technically, it's her watch. But yeah, it's, you know, we pick up interesting things along the way, and we fall in love with some pieces we don't expect to fall in love with. And yeah, I think that's just part of the journey. I was really keen on buying a Milgauss for myself earlier. When I saw the blue, I thought, wow. But then obviously last year they introduced a particular watch which we will be coming to in a bit, and also I realized that this case is quite beefy, similar to the Air King. It's quite thick and chunky, so you know, for the small wristed, it's not for you. Alright, next, you received this as a gift.
A wedding anniversary gift from my wife, the OP39 Rhodium dial with the little blue dots for the hour marks. Oh, this thing really looks phenomenal, especially during the daytime.
Yeah.
Not so much at night. During the day, in the car when it's bright outside and shady inside.
And you get all these little colors just playing around the dial, the different shades of gray.
Beautiful piece, and the 39mm, perfect. Just perfect for my wrist. Really.
I've said this many times before, but I just think that Rolex shouldn't have discontinued the 39 line. I think they should have just run it alongside the 36 and 41. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, I don't see why they had to discontinue this, but the fact that they did, obviously, if you're looking at it from a monetary perspective, you won't lose. You won't lose with a watch this pretty that ran for a very short period of time. Alright, next. A lady's watch. This watch actually belongs to my mom. When did she?
This is the 116-233. She got this soon after I got my first Rolex because she wanted one too. She wanted one with a lot of bling. So this, the Jubilee, two-tone Jubilee dial with the diamond hour markers. Yeah, this really suited the bill for her. She had this on her wrist for years.
Yeah.
She really enjoyed this.
Yeah. She refused to sell it. I've told her, you know, to get rid of it, get something new. But I think she's a She has a connection. She has a connection with it. Just like you and the Submariners, although their prices have flown up, double what you bought.
What surprises me a little bit is that they say this is a man's watch too. So or maybe just because my wife had been wearing it for years, it just has a very feminine connotation to it.
Yeah, no, I think diamonds, two-tone, it has to be a female's watch, but I guess traditionally speaking, the 36 size is technically for the men. But I just think you can't put a size on gender. I think that's just silly. As my mom has proven with her watches in this collection, the Milgauss and the Kermit as well. Okay, now we're getting to my collection. Now the first watch is a birth year watch, and you have got one here as well that's from your birth year. But this watch, well, I've told a long story on my channel about it, but you gave this to me as a gift.
Yeah, I bought it for myself actually, without realizing that it was his birth year watch, the Swiss only.
Yeah.
So those who know. This was the first 36mm I tried on for myself. I thought it would be too small for me, but it grew on me. This is one watch that really grew on me.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed this, although it was just 36, but great watch.
Yeah, and I still very much appreciate this gift. Obviously it's always nice to have a birth year watch, and yeah, what can I say? I love it. It's a perfect everyday watch, although it's got the slightly thinner bracelet. It's an Explorer. This watch I think will just never leave my collection. I don't think I need to say that, but for the sake of this video, I don't think I can part ways with this. This will not be going to the safe. This will be on my wrist every other day. So, yeah, cool watch. Now, on the topic of birth year watches, let's talk about your vintage Rolex 6694.
This is another piece I got very early in my collection, right after the first two liner subs. Then I started reading up on watches and the kind of watches you should get in your collection, and then this came along, my birth year. It had a lovely, really nice patina on it, and I thought, wow, this one's a keeper. It's got a creamy patina on it. It's a Rolex 6694. Really nice piece, lovely piece.
Yeah, my first watch was a Rolex 6694, but then when my birth year watch came along, it's sort of like, I had to balance some accounts, and with more purchases to come, I had to get rid of it. But yeah, no, this is a very, very nice watch. 34mm size, so I guess you could wear this for the dressier occasions, weddings and such. But yeah, really cool watch. Alright, next I'm going to be talking about this Air King. Now, we did review an Air King earlier, but this is the Air King from 2014, if I'm not wrong. This Air King has the same movement as your 14060M Submariners, the caliber 3130. So what's funny is I've had almost all the iterations of the 3000 caliber movement. I had the 3000 in the Explorer, I have the 3130, which they put into the Air King, and then later I'll show you a watch with the 3230 caliber. I think this watch is really cool. It's almost like an inverted version of the Explorer 369 in black with black outlines. Yeah, what are your opinions on
this?
I
think it's the only white dial watch we have with us, and it does wear pretty well. I like it. I mean, it looks really good for a white dial, or even otherwise.
Yeah.
But it's very different from the other Air King, the new Air King, of course. The latest model, it's chalk and cheese. Totally different pieces, but it's a lovely standout piece on its own.
Yeah, I guess it is very similar to. It's almost like a hybrid of the Explorer and the Oyster Perpetual. So I think it's good that the Air King is starting to take its own route instead of being a merge of two other Rolex lines. So I'll be interested to see what they come up with next for the Air King line. I think they're on the right track. They've been improving, and yeah, I'm interested. All right, last but not least, my favorite watch, and the watch that I had to go through a lot to pick up, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual in turquoise. Now this has the 3230. It's the latest watch we have in our collection, and possibly the most valuable, although we don't like to talk about that. Yeah, this watch has changed my collection perpetually, I think, because every time I consider buying a new watch, I have to make space for this one because this will never leave my collection.
Never say never. Yeah, well, of the 4 colors in the new OP line, red, yellow, green, and this one, turquoise, yeah, I think
There's also
this,
pink.
also pink, and maybe another one, blue.
Yeah, the bright blue, black, and
Yeah.
champagne.
So, yeah, this is definitely the standout one for me, for us.
Yeah.
It's a nice piece. It reminds me a lot of the last one, the Air King.
Yeah, it feels the same. Yeah.
But better build, better quality,
Yeah.
2020 model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Air King. Yeah, the Air King. Well, is 34 millimeters, but it feels and looks almost the same, like a 36, especially compared to the traditional 14270, the Rolex Explorer. It is smaller technically, but it feels beefier because of the better bracelet and case build. And then this one obviously just sweeps it out of the park. Although compared to your Rhodium watch, it feels as solid, I think.
Yeah.
It feels great. They both got, this solid end links, obviously, and the new Rolex clasp as well. But all around, it's a great watch. I think the way the light shimmers on the indices, I think you're starting to notice that now. It's really cool because they put white gold on the indices to surround the lume, and it's one of 3 or 4 watches with the new chromalite lume in this collection. The Rhodium, the Air King, and the Milgauss. Yeah, so these 4 watches have the new chromalite lume. But yeah, even if this watch had no lume, I would still be in love with it. And that concludes our summary of our collection. What do you plan to pick up next if it were to be a Rolex, since we're talking about Rolex today?
Oh, I'm looking at the Batgirl actually.
Wow.
I don't have anything in a Jubilee.
That is true. And we are missing a GMT. We've got the Sea Dweller, the Submariner, the Air King, the Milgauss, the Explorer, the Oyster Perpetual, the Datejust. We are missing a GMT. So either that or a Daytona.
Never a Daytona. For
Yeah, he just doesn't like the Daytona. He thinks it's too ugly.
me. Not a Daytona, man.
Yeah, fair enough. We all have our own taste. I am aiming for a Datejust actually. I don't have a date watch in my collection at the moment. In terms of Rolex, I've showed you 3 almost identical looking watches. So I think I need to refine my taste a bit and broaden my collection. I'm looking at the Wimbledon.
That's a nice piece.
Yeah, the Wimbledon is a pretty cool watch. Either in rose gold, two-tone rose gold, or in stainless steel. But if we do get a watch, we will share it with you. If you've enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a sub if you're new around here, and we will see you in the next video. I will see you at least. Take care.